only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. Steve Jobs. I'm your host, Shameeza, and welcome to Get Real with Shameeza. It is truly an honor to be here with you this evening, and I hope everyone had a great weekend. I am so excited because tonight's show is full of excitement. My guests tonight, they're very inspiring people. They are truly one of a kind, and I'm truly honored to have them here with me this evening. Um, Without further ado, I do want to welcome my first guest for tonight, Amber Low. Amber, welcome to the show. I'm guessing Amber is not available at the moment, so we will continue. Um, I will. Good night to you, Sherry. I know Sherry is watching, joining us from the Bronx. Good night to you, Sam. Thank you so much. Good night to you, Sherry. Guys, while I'm waiting for my guests for tonight, I would love for you to please send me any suggestions, any ideas that you have. Please share with me. I am actually gonna thank you, BB, and good night to you, Rhythm. Bye. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And good night to everyone that's watching here live. Thank you for joining us as we are awaiting our first guest. I do want to take this opportunity to mention a few people that has been there for me throughout the last few weeks with Get Real with Shameeza. First, I want to thank Ranjiv. Ranjiv has been there. He's guided me, and he's been my mentor, as I like to say. He's definitely someone that I truly admire and I listen to for ideas. I want to thank Asif Ali. He has been doing all the behind the scenes work, but he has taken so much pride in doing it that it seems like it's such a easy job, but I know it's not an easy job. So thank you to these people, and I'm grateful for you guys. Also to my son Iwas, who has been my support. He's been assisting me with guests, ideas for guests on the show. He's actually the reason we will have Amber on tonight. He was the one who suggested that we take a look at her story and see if she will be, someone that we can feature here on the show. And I'm happy that I took the chance and I reached out to Amber. And I'm inspired by her story, and I hope each and every one of you will be inspired tonight with her story, her journey, and what she has been doing for women in Guyana. So, uh, without further ado, I'm hoping that Amber will be in just a moment. I know she was. Here we go. Welcome, Amber.
Hi there, how are you?
I am doing well. It is such an honor to have you here tonight. You look gorgeous.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for even thinking of us to be a part of your show. I appreciate it.
Well, like I was just saying, my son and I shared this with you when I spoke to you for the very first time, which was a while back. My son is the one who suggested that I, take a look at your story and what you have been doing in Guyana, and I'm so happy that I did because tonight I'm here with you, interviewing you, and really getting to know you and sharing your story, your journey with our viewers. So thank you.
Of course, I appreciate it.
Now, tell us a little bit about what you have been doing, Amber, and who you really are.
Okay, so firstly, I am a commercial pilot by trade.
Yeah, right.
That's what I have been doing in Guyana. And I just launched in February 2020, launched the Babe Cave Guyana, which is Guyana's first collaborative space for women in business. This means that we are giving a safe space to all women across the board, no matter what your business is, to just kind of be together under one roof, be safe, and really grow your businesses together.
Perfect. So how about you? Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood, before you became a pilot and before you did all of these great things? Who is Amber? What was your childhood like?
Well, my childhood was very interesting, luckily. My dad is a doctor, he's a gynecologist, actually. Um, and my mom spent a lot of her years teaching technical drawing as well. So I grew up with great parents. I was homeschooled for a bit of my life. And then I moved to Florida for school, where I did flight school, and just moved back 4 years ago now.
Right. So you moved back and you obviously moved back and started working as a
Yes,
pilot. And
yes.
so what really was at what point or what did you see during that time that made you wanted to start something like Babe Cave? What was it that you saw?
Actually, flying had very little to do with the idea of Babe Cave, but I will tell you a little bit about flying. I did a lot of medical evacuation and disaster relief flights in Guyana and across the Caribbean. That was my thing. That was what I really, really enjoyed. But I did see, and I will tell you, 80% of medical evacuations that we have ever launched were for teenage pregnancies or for
Oh,
harmed children. So seeing that was really a shocker and an eye opener. And I've always wanted to find a way to just give back and to really just get in with the communities and see how we as people who obviously have an advantage can help. So that's really where my entire spirit of, we can do something more together came from. However, Babe Cave came from the idea of Naked Closet, which is an online fashion marketplace. So basically what you can do with Naked Closet is you can list like clothing for sale or beauty items for sale, and other people can buy it. It's really just an exchange marketplace, which is what we had been doing. Then I realized that, okay, well, if I was having very interesting struggles. We all know real estate in Guyana has skyrocketed. Starting up a business is expensive.
right.
So it was small things like, I need a location for people to pick up packages. I need staff. I need all these things. And well, there was nowhere that I can afford it,
Right.
especially being just a now newly launched small business. So I said to myself, if I am having these struggles, there are so many other women who are definitely struggling the same way I am. So why not create a space where we can help each other?
I I'm happy that you took that initiative and you saw something there. And, what you saw was definitely a need for a lot of women in Guyana, or across the world. That, women have certain needs. And I'm happy that you took that initiative. And here we are today discussing it, right? Um, now, you're an accomplished pilot at such a young age. Most people will stop at that, but not you. You keep going. How did you? Um, well, again, you said that you saw the need for women, and that's why you came up with this idea, right? It
Yeah.
was my next question as to how you came up with the idea. So you answer that question right there. Now, over the weekend, you launched a new initiative to support the women and children of the South Rupununi.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about this project?
Absolutely, I would love to. The South Rupununi project was just launched on Saturday at the Babe Cave. Essentially, what we are doing, I mentioned this in a few of our media releases. There are a lot of our Amerindian culture that we see gradually disappearing. People don't want to learn things. Well, kids don't want to learn things like how to weave a
Right.
basket or how to weave a hammock. Um, so a lot of the culture, a lot of the languages are really disappearing. So this was our way of trying to preserve. We just partnered with the South Rupununi Conservation Society. We are trying to preserve the culture
Right.
and really add value to the work that the women and children, the entire communities do there. So 100%, the Babe Cave has dedicated a space, a complete space to the women and kids of the South Rupununi. All of the items on the shelves are handmade. They come with tags stating who made them, the ages of the kids, which village they're from. And 100% of the proceeds go directly back to these crafters and artists. The money being raised is used for things like education and also for materials to get more crafts made.
So this is a photo here of the recent launch and some of the items that is available. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit?
Awesome. So we have so many things there. I actually was really lucky to be able to get to learn a little more about these items. So we have like decorative sifters and vases and hammocks and so on. Actually, getting this initiative to New York is one of our plans. So if you guys are interested, if someone you know is interested in ordering something, it can be ordered, and we are actually looking to ship them to New York. That's our
Oh,
next move for this initiative.
wow. Guys, if you're listening, if someone is listening and they're interested, please let me or Amber know about what you would like, your ideas, and maybe how we can collaborate and bring something like this to New York so we can support these young women, go to school, carry on a life. Look at this beautiful young lady, and look how young she is, and she's creating something, she's doing something, she's making something out of simple material, and we need to support these causes, guys. It's definitely something that I would love to be a part of, Amber, and we can definitely discuss ways that we can do it. And if anyone out there listening tonight would like to be a part of this initiative, please reach out to us, and we would love to find ways that we can make it happen.
That's
There you
great.
are.
Great. So we have this was such a fantastic launch for us. We had just so you know, this event. So we are being socially responsible. This event was a fully vaccinated event, which was
Thank you
something
for that
that
clarification there.
we're not just a bunch of people in a room without masks. Just wanted
So
to
it
clear
was
that.
good to see that there was some gentlemen there to support and to be with you guys for the launch as well.
You know what? I will say this with my whole heart. Being someone who has been in a male dominated career field and currently is in a male dominated career field, I will tell you that the men that I have come across have been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. They have been so supportive. Actually, find that there's a big misconception that men can't be feminists, but they have been really, really great. So we do have a lot of men coming in and out of the Babe Cave to support, to pass by, to say, you guys are doing a great job. But we are still a safe haven for women.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Guys, please take a moment, like, share our page with your friends and family. Let them know that we have this awesome young lady, Amber, who is telling her story, her journey, and the amazing things that she's doing for young women in Guyana. So please take a moment, share our page, share our life right now. So, Amber, you recently so Babe Cave Guyana is the first collaborative space for women in business.
Yes.
That is a huge accomplishment for women in Guyana. As a woman and the founder of Babe Cave Guyana, how does this make you feel?
You know, I never actually look at it the way you just said it. It's a question I get quite a bit, but I never look at it as I am the founder and I am the person who did it, because I am not. I definitely, it was an idea that I had out of a need that I had, but we have had a community of women from day one who have stood with Babe Cave and said, this is a great idea. I also have a small business. Let's do it together. I could not have done it on my own, and I never feel like, this is a huge accomplishment for me. It is definitely an us thing. It is just not me and the women in the Babe Cave, but also the customers that come by and say, well, I'm just going to make this little purchase because while it is one thing for a customer, it is someone's dream. It's a woman's hard work and time being poured into it. So being able to get to know these women as well has been really just an honor and a pleasure. So I never look at it as a single accomplishment. It is really a community thing. So I hope they feel just the same about it.
Definitely, you're very humble. Who are some of the women that you have that is part of Babe Cave Guyana, and what are some of the businesses that you have that's part of Babe Cave Guyana?
Okay, so some of the businesses that we have, well, one, we range from clothing to makeup, skincare. We have wine. Um, we have members like Suzanne Sachs, Susan Ibrahim, which she just
Oh,
won the makeup award in the Caribbean. She's incredible. So she actually has preteen clothing and outfits. We also have another makeup artist, Melinda. She does jewelry. We have so many incredible people. And sometimes Sadia Ali, she is an esthetician, a Floridian trained esthetician. She would come by and give consultations to people who need things. This is the Glow Shelf at the Babe Cave, and we have Lur by Shiv, who does
wow.
handmade products. Lur by Shiv, I know, is very famous. She does handmade products. She does scrubs. They're all made with all natural ingredients, right at home. So we have really just hand everything in the Babe Cave.
Wow. Sounds like a fun place to be.
It is a fun place. It's not just a store, I'll tell you that. We have a collab room, what we call a collab room, where we just kind of all sit and we bounce ideas off of each other. Whether you are a freelance market person, agent, or you are an artist, you can come by, sit down, chat with the other women, see what's up. So it really is just a community of women trying to help each other grow.
Perfect. So if you had to create a mantra, Amber, to say to yourself every day, right? With everything that you've been doing and everything that's been happening in our world and around you, if you had to create a mantra to say to yourself every day, what would it be?
It's a little silly, but my mantra is really just do the next right thing. I will tell you that sometimes life is busy. All of our lives are incredibly busy. There are always things to do. There are always going to be things to do. There's always going to be a lot of stress.
Yes.
Um, and it's really easy to always to kind of look at the big picture and think, I am not doing enough. I am 25 and I don't have a degree. I can't find a job. But it's okay to zoom in and say, well, what's the next right thing to do? And that can be from, I want to make a career change, to, you know what, I want to have a healthy lunch today.
Yes.
So it's really just zooming in on the small things, and you will realize that small things actually make up all the big moments. Um, so that's my thing. Just do the thing that feels right next. Don't hurt anyone, and just zoom in, because you're doing. I think everyone's doing an incredible job. So
Perfect. And if they're not, they just listen to you, what you just said, and they will start doing the right thing. Now, um, I know we have a lot of people here in New York. We have people in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a lot of people who watch the show. Uh, what is your advice if someone's visiting Guyana? And what will you say to them about visiting Babe Cave Guyana?
well, I mean, there's really no losing in visiting the Babe Cave. You're coming by to support local, young. Honestly, every member of the Babe Cave, I'll tell you right now, we do not have anyone who is probably over 45. All of our members are young, energetic, innovative women. You can also find, obviously, now the South Rupununi crafts. So you really are coming into a one-stop shop with the Babe Cave. You're supporting small female-led businesses, and you can find so many things, so many things Guyana. So again, there's really just no losing. Just stop by.
Well said there, Amber. Guys, if you have questions for Amber, please send your questions in. We will try our best to answer questions at this time. So please send your questions in. Uh, so, Amber, you are gorgeous. You're accomplished. Did I mention gorgeous? The
Thank you
question
so.
is, are you single?
Oh, wow. No,
And
I'm
this
not
came from one
single.
of the viewers who does not want to be named.
No,
You're
fortunately, I am not single. I just actually reconnected with my first crush. So,
oh,
yes, I was 12 years old, loved a boy. Now I'm 24, and it just so happened that something's happening there. So, not single, sorry.
okay. We will leave it at that. So if you're listening, you heard it. Amber is taken as of now. Reconnected with her 12-year-old crush. So what do you like to do for fun, Amber? Because you it seems like you work a lot, right? You definitely work a lot. What do you do for fun when you're not doing all of these crazy things?
To be honest, probably New York.
New York.
My parents, my family laughs at me and they say, New York is kind of your home more than Guyana is sometimes. I find sightseeing, or not even sightseeing, it's small things like going to the Met, and I've seen everything in the Met a million times, but I'll do it a million times more. Um, but it really is my moment. In my little small moments, I look for inspiration.
Yeah.
Because I am always on the go. Right now, I'm sitting in a room, just kind of alone, trying to talk to you because I was just in a meeting. Um, but my life was always on the go. So being able to sit down and actually find inspiration with small things like reading a book or really going to the Met or walking around Central Park, I honestly, my recreational activities are often outside of Guyana. So
Wow. It seems, like simple things, but definitely things that can be fun if you
yeah,
I know exactly reading a book and taking a walk in Central Park. Definitely are some things that can be very peaceful, but can be fun if you truly are into it.
absolutely. I'm not a huge party person. Don't get me wrong. Like everyone, I have my moments, but I really a lot of my life is really loud. You're always talking to people, so I enjoy the simplicity of
Quiet
silence.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So I do want to play a little game with you here that we play on Get Real with Shameeza. It's called 6 and 60.
Oh my,
Basically, it's 6 questions that we ask in 60 seconds. So I will get my timer ready for you. And what we will do is ask you 6 questions. You try to answer it in 60 seconds.
sure.
So we have it at 1 minute. Let me get my questions. And you ready?
I think so.
All right, let's go. What is your favorite movie?
Oh my goodness. Frozen 2.
Frozen 2. Your favorite book?
um, um, Probably My Midnight Sky.
My
Um,
Midnight Sky.
yeah,
Okay. Can you name an animal that starts with the letter A?
an ape. I mean, yeah, an ape.
Antelope.
An antelope, an ape, same thing.
Ape. A hotel. Are you a hotel in the city or camping in the woods kind of girl?
I am a camping in the woods kind of girl.
Eat in or dine out?
Eaton.
Name of a woman that inspires you.
Michelle
10
Obama.
seconds. Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Perfect. You did it with four
Whew.
seconds to spare.
That was a lot of pressure.
Yes, it was a lot of pressure, but you did so well. Well, I do want to take some time right now. Let's go back to let's see. Amber, question of the night.
Sure.
I'm just kidding. What is next for you?
Um, what is next, honestly, truly, is expanding our products to an international market. giving the women who are a part of Babe Cave to reach part of either the diaspora, beyond the diaspora, obviously, but just an international market. So we really are, and I mean it when I say that we really are trying to get into the New York, Miami, Toronto markets and provide natural, handmade Guyanese products to those, well, that demographic rather. That's the next big thing. As I said, I just finished a huge project, something that I've been working on for quite some time. So I'm really trying to zoom in again and say, you know, what feels right next. So I'm in that phase, to be honest.
So, if we have anyone listening right now that would like to collaborate with you and some of the women at Babe Cave Guyana, they would like to, they're here in New York or Canada, the UK, and they would like to collaborate, how can they get in contact with you, Amber?
Sure. So you can always, I mean, WhatsApp is usually the best way to do all of this. The Babe Cave is, our WhatsApp is 592-600-2118, or you can just shoot us a message on Instagram. We have, yeah, our Instagram tag is right there.
Yes.
And we can really figure it out. I just believe in very rudimentary ways of communication because I feel like it is also a great way to get to know each other, which is what you and I did. Just kind of a
Yes.
call and see what happens from there.
Uh, I know that you're in a meeting. You're so I don't want to keep you back, but any final messages, anything that you want to say before you leave us here tonight, Amber?
Well, the only thing that I would like to say is just remember, I think the biggest thing with business, especially women who are watching in Guyana, just have a community. Don't be scared to ask for help. You don't have to do anything alone, which is what the Babe Cave provides. And also, just thank you all for tuning in. And Shameeza, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. And I appreciate you just having us here. It means the world to me. So thank you.
Well, it is truly an honor. I do want to take a comment from one of our viewers. He says, Tausif Baksh says, excellent work. Keep it up.
Thank you so
Thank you for that, Tausif. So, Amber, it was truly an honor to have you here this evening. I admire your passion for life and your dedication to women, creating a safe space for them to be their own bosses and provide for themselves and their family. Thank you so much. Please continue the good job. And I am here if you should need anything, if you need any advice, or you truly need a space to come back and tell us about any new projects that you have. And if anyone is watching and they would like to collaborate with you here, please reach out to Amber or to myself, and I can definitely get you in contact with Amber.
Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy your night.
Thank you, Amber. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Well, thank you. I will take a few comments in the meantime. I would love to hear from a few of you what you think so far about Amber and what you think about the show, how we've been doing over the last week. I haven't had a chance to really connect with you guys because we have had guests that are busy, we've had time limits. So I haven't really had a chance to connect with you. So tonight, I would love to take some time to connect with you and get your feedback. So please send your comments in, any suggestions that you have, and your feedback of how you think the show is going, what you would like to see more of, and just anything that you would like to see right now. I'm watching the comments, so please send me some comments in there. Shelly, good night to you. Shelly is joining us for the first time here in New York. Thank you so much for being here with us. Angie, good night to you. Alvin, good night to you. Alvin says to share the link. It's free. He's right, guys. You should be sharing the link because it is free to share the link. And it's a good thing to share a link because you might have friends or family who truly wants to be inspired, and this is their opportunity to be inspired. So share the link, and let's get the show rolling here. We will have our next guest, our musical guest tonight, that will be joining us, Neval. I'm so excited for Neval because Neval is one of those people that is truly talented and truly he has a way about him that is quite unique. So I can't wait to have him on the show and for you guys to get to know him and get to know his journey as well. So I can't wait to have Naval on the show. But in the meantime, I'm waiting for you guys to send me a few anything that you want to discuss, anything that you want to tell me right now. I'm watching your comments, so please share with us. Good night to you, Navin. Thank you for being here with us and watching Get Real with Shameeza. Also, good night to Shanaz, my dear friend. Good night to Jenny, Robina Shamlal, and Sherry Mohammed. Good night to Mr. Farouk that's joining us. Isha Prasad, good night to you. Jenny Singh, thank you. Jenny says, you look gorgeous. Jenny, I try, just to make sure that, I keep in line with the colors for summer. You know, it's hard, but I'm trying to keep up here. Bibi Khalil, thank you so much. Good night to you, Ranjif. Thank you, Fazil, for joining us. All right, so guys, keep the comments going. I'm I'm actually looking forward to some. Oh, thank you, Jenny. All right. So as we await the our next guest, uh, Tausif is with us. Tausif has been, his music has just been inspiring all of us, and he's a great singer. And I can't, I'm very grateful that he was on the show recently. Tausif, I can't wait to have your next song out and get to listen to you again. Perform maybe right here and Get Real with Shamisa, as well as Ranjif. I can't wait to have you guys back on the show. I know it will be soon. I just don't know when, but I know it will definitely be soon. So I can't wait to have Tausif back on the show, have Ranjif on the show, and have you guys perform because I know I've been getting a lot of feedback about how great you guys were, what talented and amazing performers you are. So I am grateful that I had the opportunity to showcase your talent and can't wait to have you guys back on again. Jenny, thank you so much. And Sharda, welcome. It is such an honor to have you here with us this evening. Send your questions in, everyone. I'm just waiting for our next guest to join us. Once he joins us, we will get right into the program again. But in the meantime, I would love to hear from you guys. Just send me whatever comments, questions, anything you want to hear. Anything you want to hear, see, anything that you have feedback, send it to me. Ranjif, relax and enjoying the show. I think so, Tausif. I think Ranjif is enjoying the show right now. So I believe we're having some sort of technical difficulty with our next guests, and these things do happen, especially when we're trying to connect people in different countries. Uh, you know, it is definitely an honor to have the technology that connects us and help us to be able to do these things, but we also can have technical difficulties. So bear with us as we get our next guest ready for you. And he should be coming in just a few. In the meantime, I'll do an introduction for my next guest, Neval Chatelal. So, my musical guest is one of the most versatile and talented singer of Trinidad and Tobago. He is the winner of Mastana Bahar 2006. He is the Digicel Rising Stars winner 2010, the tenor solo category at the 30th Biennial Music Festival 2012, and a two-time Chutney Soca Monarch 2018 and 2019. He also received an award. He was named a National Patriotism Champion by the Ministry of National Diversity and Social Integration in 2013. Please welcome Neval Chatelal.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Neval,
Shameeza.
how are you?
Great, great. How are you?
I'm doing well. That was quite an introduction and accomplishments.
You're fine. I have much more to do in the world of music.
I'm
Lots
happy
more
to
to
hear
come.
that. You're just getting started, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. Although I'm an old man, I'm a baby.
You're you are definitely both. I would say you're both in many ways, right? Musically, you're probably an old man, but in other ways, you're probably still a child,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I have many dreams that I'm yet to achieve and accomplish.
So, Neva, like you said, you're many things. Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing, your childhood? What was life like for you?
Well, childhood seems to be a very distant, memory. But I do
Yes.
remember that I was always musical in a family that was not so musically inclined. So I my talents were noticed by my parents and my siblings, and even when I was at school, teachers would find me beating out rhythms on the desk and
Yeah.
humming melodies and whistling at times. So throughout my entire childhood, they realized I had this musical potential, and they tried to, direct direct me towards developing those skills and getting some kind of disciplined training with respect to music and the musical arts. So I was really, really happy that my parents and the people around me were able to identify that, hey, there's a talent here, and we should groom this, and we should support it, and we should put our energies into developing that talent. Because sometimes I feel like so many talented children go unnoticed,
Right.
or they're noticed, or they're not given the opportunity to go to the next level. And later on in our conversation, I'll tell you more about how I'm trying to have impact on the lives of those people or children who are interested in developing their musical abilities.
Great. I can't wait for you to share that with me. But in the meantime, so you said that, not coming from a musical background, parents or anyone, not even teachers, but they saw something in you. But within you, what really inspired you to create music or to be a musician? What was there that you was there something within you that just knew it, or you just liked music and that was it?
I think it was a natural occurrence. It was a natural form of expression for me. So, like I said, I would be listening to background noises. I kid you not,
Ah,
and some machine would be humming or droning in the background, like a fan or an air conditioning unit,
yeah,
and I'd start to hum at the same pitch and then compose melody based on that, not knowing that I was probably priming myself for an education in Indian classical music, which uses that canvas, that drone, that
right,
background drone, where you paint notes upon to develop melody and ragas. So I was
right.
doing this thing intuitively from a very young age, and it was only somewhere around age ages what 19 to 23 or so that I started getting formal training in Indian classical music. So it was such a far stretch between doing things intuitively
Mhm.
and getting formal training.
Wow. Well, I'm happy that your parents and your teachers and everyone that saw that little something in you, right? Regardless of what they saw. I'm happy that they took the initiative to give you the necessary training
For
and
sure.
get you where you are, because without them seeing it and just brushing it off like most of us as
Yeah,
parents we do,
yeah,
then you wouldn't be who you are today. So I'm happy that they took that initiative
that's right.
and really get you where you are. Now, you've been blessed with the talent to perform any genre of music. However, there has to be a favorite among them. What is your absolute favorite genre of music and why?
So that expands on my previous answer, where the sounds of the environment, I incorporated it into my practice, my intuitive practice. Um, so that music, my favorite music that I always go back home to, that I
Yeah.
feel so connected with, is Indian classical music. I had Western classical training at an earlier age because that is what was accessible to us through the school systems and was available for us. It was only later on, with the introduction of the Mahatma Gandhi Institute and their
Right.
teachers that they brought from India, that I was exposed in a real way to Indian classical music. There were other schools of Indian music, but for some strange reason, I was never introduced to it. I was more introduced to Western classical music because I grew up kind of Presbyterian also. So I went to
Oh,
church. So I was exposed to that sacred uh, church music, sacred repertoire, all of the arias, all that sort of thing. I
right.
grew up performing and listening to those things. And it's only later on in life I connected what I did intuitively as a child, when I started formal Indian classical music training.
Yeah.
And there was a whole, I don't know, there was a whole unveiling of my Sadguru, Sri 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 Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji, where he presented a lot of information to me that connected my childhood with the training and spirituality and the various yogas that I couldn't name at the time because I didn't even know
Right.
that it was associated with yoga.
Yeah.
And this practice of Indian classical music was married to a system of yoga called Nada Yoga. And intuitively, I was practicing this thing without knowing, giving it a name or a form or structure.
Yeah.
And with Swamiji's instruction, he was able to formalize and make certain things concrete in my consciousness and the way I perceive music. So that in itself was a huge blessing, and he played one of the major roles, or I would say the major role, in my understanding of self and music and self-expression.
So it sounds more like you really found your purpose. Everything that you're telling me. What I'm hearing is that deep within you there was something there that you were meant to be or meant to do, and you
Yeah.
really discovered it, and he helped you to really truly see it. Is
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I feel like the most important thing I can do as a performer, and also as an artist, is to try to maybe make people feel the same way I feel when I experience music. So
right.
that's what I hope to express. I hope to express whatever I feel, whatever I intuit, whatever I experience while singing or engaging in any musical art form. How can I translate that as a performer to an audience, to a listener, try to make them feel the same way I do? So I
Right.
feel like most of all, that is my purpose.
Right. And that's what I'm hearing from you as well. Is definitely that's your purpose. Speaking of you translating it to your audience, and
Mhm.
really, I want to touch a little bit about you had a powerful performance at the president's house that touched the hearts of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago at a ceremony earlier this year. Can you
Yeah.
share with me what this experience was like for you? It was the prayer, a rendition of the prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time we were, in we were under these circumstances, the
Right.
global pandemic circumstances.
Right.
And Trinidad and Tobago, we are also facing a lot of challenges politically, socioeconomically. We have so many challenges. And
Right.
individually, as a citizen, I felt very, very battered by what was going on in our country. It became overwhelming for me, and I
Hmm.
felt like the only way I could manage the situation is to turn to prayer and to turn to God and to turn to some higher consciousness. So when I was asked to perform at the ceremony, I chose to share that same expression or communication that I had with what I feel or what I envision to be divinity. and
Mhm.
I felt like it was the right platform to not just entertain people, but to also send a message, not just to the population, but to leadership, because I
Right.
believe a lot of the issues we are having right now in Trinidad and Tobago falls on the shoulders of our leaders. And I was literally praying for our leaders in that moment. Given the opportunity, I was praying for our leaders. So it was something that I felt like maybe it was divinely ordered that I come and do this very humbly.
Humbly, yes.
The response that I got on social media and from people who were viewing, it gave them somewhat of a second win, some motivation, some inspiration to hold on longer, to be able to bear the circumstances longer, to be
Right.
able to see some glimmer of hope through it all, and to rely upon something bigger than ourselves to help us navigate these times. And we are still in very, you know, challenging circumstances
Challenging.
here in our
Right.
country. And I will continue to do what I can quietly and humbly when I in my own space. And if asked in a public forum, I will use the opportunity to spread inspiration, divine inspiration, if I have to.
Can you give us a little bit of that performance? Just a little bit of what that performance was like?
I mean, like sing a little bit.
Yeah, sing a little bit of what that was like, because I believe it was in French. You did a
Uh,
little bit. It was in French and
Italian,
English,
Italian and English.
Italian and English. Okay,
I'll have to warm up for that. So
we can come back to it if you're more
yeah,
comfortable.
sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure. I'll have to like
let's
do
come back
a
to
couple
that.
of lip drills. And, I'll have to get the entire instrument warmed up. I have to stretch. That's gonna music ain't no easy ride, girl.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. So in the commemoration of Trinidad and Tobago's 50th anniversary, you
Yeah,
wrote a song entitled "Wonder of This World." You did
wonder.
a
This,
collaboration with Michelle Montano.
yeah,
Can you tell us? Can you tell us a little bit about this collaboration?
sure. Again, many people may not know this. But I was thinking about how special Trinidad and Tobago is. In
Yes.
fact, in fact, my guru thinks that Trinidad is so special. Trinidad and Tobago is so special that he built an ashram here. In fact, he has more than one ashram here. He has at least three ashrams here. And
Right.
in one of those ashrams, he built a very, very significant ode to Sri Hanuman. It's an 85-foot tall Hanuman Murti. It's the
Mm-hmm.
largest in the Western Hemisphere. He
Wow.
believes and says and always tells us that this is Hanuman country, this is Rama country, this is God's country. This is the
Right.
country of the three dads, or the Trinity, the Holy Trinity.
The
However
Holy
you
Trinity.
perceive the Holy Trinity to be, right?
Yes.
Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Okay.
Whoever you perceive the Holy Trinity to be, or whoever.
Yeah.
Um, he believes that this country belongs to something divine. And I mean, a lot of Trinidadians always say God is a Trini because we get away from so much, we escape so much.
You get
Because,
through so much, especially, like you said, in these trying times, and I'm
for sure,
sure you will get out of it.
for
I
sure.
think that the spirit of the people of Trinidad and Tobago is very strong and powerful, and so they always get through things.
Yeah. So feeling that in my entire being, and knowing that we have all of these wonders around Trinidad and Tobago, like the
Yeah.
pitch lake or flora or fauna or waterfalls. Oh my goodness, there's so many beautiful streams and rivers and hills and valleys and breezes and everything.
Yes.
Open up yourself to appreciating what Trinidad and Tobago is. You would start to marvel at how wonderful this place is. And that's where this song came from. So I was thinking about how special this place is, and how unnoticed much of what I am able to behold in our beautiful islands, how unnoticed it goes.
Right.
So I try to put it in a very explicit way in a song, and then and while writing, I realized it's not only the geography
You're right.
The physical place of Trinidad and Tobago is made up of beautiful, wonderful, amazing people. So the chorus says, I believe you and me, we are the wonders of this world. I believe it's all of we that make up the wonders of my beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
So that became the refrain, and I hope it became a mantra for some people.
Right.
And sometimes I ask myself, are we truly wonders of this world? The way we just behave sometimes and how we don't appreciate what we have. But I'm glad that you brought it back up into my thoughts, into my consciousness, so that I could, probably remind myself that we are
Yeah.
truly indeed wonders of this world. And once we realize our greatness, we'd be able to appreciate, the greatness of our neighbors in Guyana and Barbados, Grenada. And I think there has also been a lot of discourse and exchange between the islands about the relationship Trinidad and Tobago has with them. And we have been big brothers a big brother in certain situations. And then sometimes we have been not so good. And again, it's because of leadership, the things leadership says and represents.
Mm-hmm.
It may not represent the entire population, but I want to say explicitly, once you know your worth and you know your value, you will also be able to see the value in our neighbors and the
Yeah.
entire globe. And then everybody falls into the category of a wonder of this world.
Right.
That's what I hope everybody can identify with when they listen to the song.
Definitely. And I hope for everyone that's watching right now, they can definitely take a look. I did post that song to my Facebook page. So if you haven't taken a look at that song yet and see what it's about, you can do that. It's truly an amazing song. Very beautiful collaboration. Thank you for the explanation for that. Now, recently, Ki was on the show and he mentioned you as one of the most admired artists. How does this make you feel?
Um, well, in our tradition, in our discipline, and long before I was introduced to the discipline of Indian classical music, we accept no praise. I know it sounds kind of weird, but we accept no praise. All praise and all praises go to the guru and to the
Right.
divine. So whenever anybody offers an insult or praise, it's there in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
We offer it unto the feet of the Lord. So I tend to not feel, moved by anyone's worship or the opposite of worship, because
Right.
that's how the culture of Indian classical musicians, that's how we've been cultured. So a lot of people expect entertainers to walk around with their chest high, on bloated and inflated. And
Right.
a lot of people approach me as though I'm supposed to behave that way. And when they get to know me, they realize, oh shucks, he just normal. He real normal.
Right.
He's a regular human being just like everybody else. And he has joys and sorrows, and he feels and he doesn't feel, and he goes through the same human, how do you say, he suffers from the same human condition that everyone suffers from.
Suffers. Speaking of human condition and Naval, tell me about MamaTara Foundation and Free the Music.
Right. So my answer to there being a lack of a platform and a space for people outside of chutney soca and chutney and soca and calypso,
Right.
was to share my space, my platform, with those who tend to go unnoticed because they do not perform any of the nationally celebrated or internationally celebrated genres of music.
Right.
So I grew up loving pop music. I grew up loving dance. I grew up loving comedy. I grew up loving the whole discipline, the entire discipline, the
Right.
entire spectrum of
Right.
performing arts. I love it all. I love pure entertainment. I love entertainment that is secular and sacred.
Right.
So I felt like a lot of these performers and artists were being overlooked. So there was an opportunity that we had when we came up for air out of lockdown, just around my birthday, and
Yeah.
I had a scheduled concert, and I think it was divine inspiration that told me, listen, you don't know what's going to happen later on in the year, because I had plans to do share the platform
Right.
um, at a concert later on in the year. But I said, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen later on in the year. Let me live in the moment. Let me seize the opportunity
Yes.
and share it with as many people as I can. And I put out an invitation for people to audition, and I wanted to select 8, but I mean I expanded to 10 as far as I could have gone, and we were able to share the stage with some really amazing talents. And I don't want to let it all out of the bag because I didn't. Right now we're in post production, and
Okay.
the names of the children and adults have been posted, and I haven't posted any teasers of their performances because a lot of these people aren't so popular in Trinidad and Tobago. Some of them have a history of performing, and some of them it's their debut performance
Got
on
it.
a stage. I was so happy to be able to debut at least one of those artists who will be performing, and
Right.
I mean the excitement and the novelty of it all was really, really welcomed by the audience. And I think the artists had a really good time performing too on the stage. And I mean, we went back into lockdown soon after that, but the moment of
Oh,
air, the breath of fresh air, and the ability to perform before a live audience, there's nothing like that. That exchange of energy, that I don't know, that there's nothing like it. There's nothing to explain.
brilliant. Yeah.
I thought that maybe I that was something I did not miss until I it was taken away, and I still didn't miss it. In fact, I have a lot of performance anxiety, so I was glad to do the virtual thing for a while. And when we came up with that
Right.
yeah,
I
around
know.
Christmas they relaxed the protocols, and I did some Christmas shows. And around Christmas into my concert on my birthday, I really felt like, wow, now I understand what K.I. was telling me when he missing the audience. And you're seeing other artists on
Yeah.
their platform saying, boy, I really missing this performance thing. And I saying, are they for real, boy? Are they not happy for the little break? But after that experience, I was like, okay, I could totally understand what they mean. And
Right.
I hope that the artists who joined me on the stage and were able to free the music just
Yes.
for a moment. I hope that they got that opportunity and they grabbed it, and we are working and we are producing a show that I think will blow the socks off everybody. The visuals are amazing, the audio is amazing, the talent is amazing, and Free the Music is coming to maybe a local and an international station soon. Soon, I hope to
Soon.
launch in October on my mom's birthday,
Yes.
and I'm doing all of this in my mother's name. MamaTara Foundation. I started a foundation in her name 1 year after she passed. Sorry, just a month or two shy of a year after she passed on her birthday on October 27th. So my mom has always been a nurturer, not just to me, but to kids in the community and in the larger community. So that smile, yeah, everybody knows that smile.
See
That
that
smile,
smile.
smile could disarm
Yes.
anybody, any situation, or anything. So in her name, I would like to continue, some community work. I've always partnered with various organizations, and I thought that it was time for me to start my very own in my mother's name and to continue doing good deeds in her name. And one of those good deeds is to share my platform in whatever way I can. And there's more I want to say about the foundation, but I won't give it away just yet because it will tie into the premiere of Freedom Music and all of that good stuff. So I could just hint about it right now until there's good time.
Well,
Maybe we could do an interview about that closer to the date.
absolutely. When you're ready, when it's please, I would love for you to come back and tell us more. I know a lot of the viewers, a lot of my followers were very interested in hearing from Neval. So I'm sure to be happy to hear about that event once it's available and you're able to say more about it. Now, I
Yeah.
do want to take a question from one of our viewers. His name is Tausif Bash. He asked, who or what would you recommend to an upcoming singer for
Mhm.
vocal training? So Tausif was one of our musical guests a few weeks ago here. He just premiered his new song,
Yeah.
and he was actually the winner of a show that Ranjif had, I think, last year.
Oh, I
And
think I
he,
was a judge on that.
what was that?
Was I a judge on that?
I'm not sure. I know you were a judge on a few different
I think I was.
platforms, but I'm not sure if you were a judge on that one. But I think this one was. I think it was it Rising Stars. I'm not sure of the name. I don't want to.
I think I was on that.
You were, yeah. This was. I think it was sometime last year or the year before. About Tausif was the winner, and so his question is, what
Hmm.
advice or who or what would you recommend for an upcoming singer for vocal training? He wants to know more about that.
So it depends on whether he's interested in Western classical or Indian classical or any other discipline. Did he specify which discipline?
He didn't specify, but I know he's watching here. So he was the winner in 2019,
Right.
and hopefully he'll send us the answer as to specify which exactly is he looking for. So
I'm thinking it's probably Indian music, Bollywood music,
yeah,
classical.
his song that he just released was Tutse Naraz.
Oh, beautiful song. Hard song.
Beautiful. Yeah, I
Difficult
know.
song.
That's what I told him. I said
Difficult
it's
song.
very difficult, and he did justice to it. So that was
Okay.
very yes.
Well, I'm guessing it's Indian classical music because that's the foundation of all of this pop music, this popular music that you hear in Indian culture.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is.
Indian classical. Yeah.
Osif says Indian classical.
Yes.
Right. So I have learned from two or three Indian classical teachers at Mahatma Gandhi Institute. The principal teacher I learned from the longest was Dr. Ruby Malik. And what I can say about Indian classical music and training is sometimes voice culture is not a focus of Indian classical music. So if the music teacher, the vocal trainer, has a background in Western classical music and the pedagogy of the apparatus and the entire instrument. Like when you asked me to sing just now, I told you I can't just yet until I warm up, right?
Right.
So I would have learned those things from Western classical music. Now Indian classical music, they have something called alap. So Indian classical music, even the performance is designed in such a way that you are warming up on stage.
Oh,
So you'd start by introducing the note and then move to the next note and the other note and then come back to home, come back to sa. So the voice has its opportunity to warm up in the entire scale. So people
oh,
understand that,
right.
right?
Definitely, I wouldn't understand that. I'm sure you will know this, and anyone who's a singer will know, or if they're trained in Indian classical, is what you're saying, they
Yeah.
will know this, right?
But sometimes even the performers of Indian classical music don't know this.
Oh,
So they are expanding on a performance by starting doing alap, which is the slow reveal, and then doing the bara khyal, and then going to the chota khyal, where the voice is totally warmed up and they're doing all these agile things, right?
right.
So so I guess the tradition of Indian classical music was an oral one,
Hmm.
so it was passed mouth to air.
Oh,
It wasn't
okay,
written down in the beginning. So the discipline was not necessarily one that was scientific, and it
okay,
didn't the discipline didn't really understand what it was doing, but it did the correct things.
okay,
So the science came afterwards and said, hey, this is what was happening
right.
at this time of training, and this is the effect of performing this type of rigorous practice. So there are many things that can translate in Western classical and Indian classical music. But voice culture is something that is probably not directly focused on in Indian classical music, unless the Indian classical music teacher has a background in voice culture. So there are many people who produce sound that may be trapped in what they call in Western classical music the mask. So you might hear certain singers sounding pretty nasal because the sound is focused here and trapped here. In this, so if I speak up in my nose here,
Oh, I hear
you
it.
you hear any difference in tone, right? So
Yes,
some people end up singing like this in this tone. So
got it.
so a vocal trainer who understands voice culture would try to help you liberate the voice without having it pass through certain chambers that will make it sound too nasal or too much to the back of the throat. So this is what a throaty sound sounds like. So you have to find the right balance, and I believe that it is only that we are living in the age of information,
Mhm.
and we have to gather information from all sources. And a teacher will allow the student to be able to learn from everyone and everything. So when my spiritual guru explained that, that is when I knew that that is my Sadguru. When my teacher explained to me that everyone is your guru and everyone is your teacher and you could learn something from everybody, that is when I knew I was with the real guru. So
Got it.
when your guru tells you that, that could be a green flag. So look out for that green flag.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the best person or the best way for him to learn is really to find a guru or someone who is a specialist in that field and really learn from them.
Learn how to culture your voice.
Yeah,
Who can teach you voice culture, or if the guru doesn't know how to instruct voice culture, the guru should also be willing to have you learn voice culture from somebody else. So
okay,
wherever the guru may not be able to teach, or whatever department or category the guru is not strong enough in, if the guru can should be able to allow you to learn from somebody else, because everyone can teach you something.
definitely. Speaking of teaching and teachers,
Yeah,
I know you have had many teachers. Was
yeah,
there a teacher who had a profound impact on you, and how?
yeah. I think Swamiji. I think
Swamiji.
it'll be Swamiji. Swamiji was the one who really melded everything together. Swamiji is universal in his principles, and when I went to his ashram, I realized it was a place of universal worship. It was a place where all musics were welcome. The plural
Music.
of music is musics.
Music. Uh-huh.
All musics are welcome, and all identities, all religions. It doesn't matter to him. All he is concerned about is individual expression and freedom of expression and freedom to be yourself, and 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 um and and I guess the word is moksha, or
Moksha.
liberation, or
Yes.
liberating yourself from limiting ideas.
Did you obtain this? Your guru, is he in Trinidad and Tobago, or was he? Did you have to go out somewhere else and get your teachings from him?
So he's based in Mysore, but he comes to Trinidad
Okay.
at least once every year or every 2 years. But because of the pandemic, he hasn't been able to. So he has been, using all the virtual platforms like Facebook and so on for us to connect and to
Good.
continue the learning and the teaching and the tradition and keeping everything alive. I mean, you have some very delinquent shishyas over here
Mhm.
who do always tune in, but but, but there's so much, I don't know, like there's the guru shakti that always steps in to remind you, hey, I'm here, I'm watching, I'm listening. Do better, do good, be good.
Feel like you're advising us all there, and thank you. We all need to be reminded at times about this. Tausif says such priceless advice and tips. Thank you, Naval.
Jai Guru Deva Datta.
So what is next for you, Naval? What is next for Naval?
Gil, I take in this thing one day at a time because I have so many plans, and I have been taught to surrender. No matter how much I have planned, I've always taught this. I've always been shown or been taught that I need to surrender my plans because it's not totally up to me all the time. So
Definitely.
I can always have, these grand plans and dreams and wishes and things that I love to achieve. But somehow it never works out on my time. It works out on divine time.
Right.
I don't know. I may sound crazy to some people, but that's exactly how it unfolds for me. But somehow divine timing always allows for the dream to expand rather than contract. So because of the lockdown now, a lot of the projects that I was working on had to go on halt or had to be slowed down to a crawl. But because of that, there's more time now to finesse the product and to actually add certain elements that I would not have added in the past.
Right.
So every time I've been, slowed down, it's because I was being asked to see a bigger picture or to behold a bigger dream. So it just keeps expanding and running away from me. But I'll try to keep walking in the direction.
I feel like I'm listening to a TED talk on spiritual awakening, or right now I'm following Jay Shetty. He has a master class. I'm listening to that
I
4 days a
apologize.
week,
I didn't mean to
and
sound
so
like that.
I know it's something of it's a spiritual awakening that is within you, and you have gotten to a certain point. Many of us
Yeah,
hasn't got to, or we will never get to, because we do not seek the knowledge and understanding to get there. And to be
right.
where you're at is truly an amazing place, because there's so much up there where you're at. And it comes with a lot of discipline, a lot of thoughts, and a lot of dedication and time putting into getting there. And once you get there, though, nothing else really matters around you. You get to a place of peace,
Yeah.
and you're in total bliss, is what I like to say.
Lots of
uh,
this.
I want to take a moment, guys. If you are listening right now on Get Real with Shameeza, if you're watching this amazing young man and Neval, send us some love in the comments. Send us some hearts, because he truly deserved it. He has been amazing. While you're sending him some love, he will just warm up, or he's warmed up now, so we can hear something from him before he leaves us here tonight
Oh,
on Get Real
no.
with Shameeza. So send
No.
us some love. We need love.
Yeah, I need some love.
Yes, definitely.
So what would you like to hear? You have any particular request?
I, you know what? Well, we did say that, yeah, I did ask for the one that you performed
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
president's house, so we can start
I
with that one
can-
and then see how warm you are. We can go from there.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I could pull up those lyrics. The prayer lyrics. So I'll just do like the end.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
because right now, I mean, I'm pretty stuffy and this room, I don't know, I'm having some sinuses, but I'll try to do something. I'll try to do something.
Whatever works for you. I do see the love coming in, so I
Oh,
hope
love.
that will kind of get your stuffiness and get your voice, and the warming up. Everything will be there with you. Uh,
Uh, so I'll just do
Ranjiv,
the. Oh,
Ranjiv has a request. He
okay.
says play the basuri with his mouth.
Oh
It's
gosh,
a hit.
Randy. Oh gosh, boy. Ban him from the live. Ban him from the live.
I can't do that.
Why so? So the end, the conclusion of that prayer goes something like this. I'm real
Take your
stuffy.
time.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
All right.
Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. Ella fede che aiace soi noi.
Wow.
Sento che ci salverà.
Wow. You couldn't keep going. That was definitely the end of it.
Yeah, that was just the conclusion of it.
Oh,
And I started way too high and went way too high, but that's fine.
oh, I mean, we can't tell. I can't tell, but that was just really, really good.
For
Um,
reference, watch the actual video.
I have Sonia Chandni here says, "Oh my God, would love to hear that."
Yeah.
Tausif is saying Nahi Lagajia Teribin
Okay, all right. Teribin, Teribin. What
Teribin.
keys? I think I have a tamper on my phone. I can actually get the key for that and sing a bit of that. If I remember the lyrics. It's been a while I've sung that. Let's see. Is this loud? Can you hear that in the background, eh?
Yeah, we can hear it. I can hear it.
Okay. Is it too loud?
No.
Okay. Woo. अब नहीं धड़कती दिन भी सांस नहीं लेते अब तो आ जाओ मेरे सोने बातें रह गई अधूरी मेरे लबों पे जरूरी आके सुन जाओ मेरे सोने तेरे बिन नहीं लागे जिया तेरे बिन अब तो आजा पिया तेरे बिन तेरे बिन तेरे बिन तेरे बिन तेरे बिन
Wow. It just feels like we're not getting enough of you and your music, Neval. But I see the love, I see the prayer sign in the comments, and I do have a Shariza Muhammad says, "Sing theory must donine."
That's really that's really hard right now. I'll try to sing it in a lower key because that's really hard right now. Woo! I need to warm up for at least an hour. Let me step back from this. Woo. Oh, wow. नैनों में है नैनों में है तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन हो तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन हो मेरे दिल का ले गए चैन तेरे मस्त मस्त दो नैन.
Wow.
That's pretty hard. That's
And
hard.
and you're saying that you needed an hour to warm up?
Yeah. I was putting
Well,
my out earlier and I got all that.
I can't wait to really have you an hour warmed up what you will song. Like if this is just like a few minutes of warming up and you're this good. Uh, thank you so much, Neval. It was truly an honor to have you here with us this evening. Any final messages to your fans? Tausif that's watching you here, Ranjeev who's watching you. Wait, I think he has one final request. He says Basuri. I don't
didn't
know
see
what that means.
I just wiped that straight out of my vision. I didn't see it. I saw it, but I didn't see it.
What is Basuri?
So he I do this thing where I use my falsetto to sound like a bass string or flute.
Okay.
And it's really hard to produce right now because of all of this going on here.
Okay. I feel like you're gonna be back on Get Real with Shameeza very soon.
I feel so.
I feel so. Something tells me that you're gonna be back. So Tonight you'll get a pass at it, and we will definitely look forward to having you back, and hoping that you will have everything in place. You'll be warmed up. You'll have.
Maybe I'll do live concert. I'll do virtual concert only. This much I can do, huh?
So it was truly an honor to have you join us this evening. Stay blessed. Keep up the great work. You're welcome to come back at any time. Share any of your new
Thank you.
music
I have a
events.
question for you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you cook this evening?
Oh
Wait,
man.
eat.
Listen, earlier today,
Uh-huh.
right? I think this was snacks for the kids. I made, and my viewers know this. I have a 5-year-old. He is in love with shrimp. They love my kids love shrimp. So shrimp pasta is like anything
Uh-huh.
shrimp they love, and they love seafood, lobster, and that kind of stuff. So
Love,
he wanted
love.
a shrimp burger, and I made a
Lovely.
shrimp burger for him and for
Damn.
everyone else in the household. So we had
Damn.
shrimp burgers, and we had for dinner, so
Mm.
takeout fried rice and beef and broccoli.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely,
Yes,
lovely. So when I come to New York, maybe I'll have a shrimp burger.
a shrimp burger, definitely.
All right.
Definitely, you will have a shrimp. I will have that ready for you, Neval.
Thank you. At
All
the
right.
airport, eh? Like at the airport.
At the airport.
Yes. As soon as
you,
I come off the plane, ask Ranji about my bad behavior and my belly.
you know what? Ranjiv and I will greet you at the plane. We will
Thank,
be right out there with, yeah, we will get that arranged for you, Neval.
thank you very much. And thanks, Ranjiv, for acknowledging my love of food.
Yes. Thank you so much, Naval.
It was a
Wish you the
pleasure.
best. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. So, uh, next week, we're proud to present you with a New York best-selling author and a primary care physician and internist. Dr. Michael Aziz will be on the show. He will speak about the new Delta variant, life after COVID, and how do we move forward. And we'll answer any questions that you have. So please send your questions in. I am also excited to meet my musical guest, uh, Ravi B. Thank you, Ranjiv. So this is the first time actually seeing the flyers. So Rafi B will be on next week, as well as Dr. Michael Aziz. Dr. Michael Aziz is a friend of mine, a very, very uh, educated and disciplined physician, and I'm so excited to have them both. Tonight, we learned that sky is not the limit for Amber Low and so many other young girls. With determination and a purpose, each one of us can make a difference. Just find yours and be the difference. I have also learned from Neval Chatelal that talent will only take you so far in life. You also need perseverance and faith for the rest of your journey. I hope tonight's show has inspired you, brought you a new perspective, and leaves you wanting to know a little bit more about the work and the journey of my guest tonight. Please continue to send your feedback and ideas. Until next time, stay real, stay safe. Good night. Take care of yourself.